Hi, everybody. How is everybody? Here I am doing the stand again. Oh, God, drives me crazy every night. It's like a habitual thing. I keep doing the stand. How is everybody? Ah, goodness. Are you guys here? Anybody here? I don't know. You guys will be here soon, hopefully. I hope. Yeah, so I'm going to start talking when somebody comes in the room. When somebody comes in the room, these lives, I'm always waiting for people to show up. There you are. Abby's here. Okay, Lori, there you go. Hi, you guys. Oh my God. Who said, oh my God? Why? I'm still wearing the same clothes. So it's like a replay yet again. Um, 3 days in the same top. You know why? Because I just, yeah, it's boiling hot. You know, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, so whatever. Yeah, I was in my pajamas again all day, so this is the first thing I could put on. Yeah, so that's what's happening. We put this on, and I tried my new, hi, you guys. I tried my new, South Carolina, beautiful. I know. Thank you. I look nice in the exact same outfit. Haven't changed. Cuban sister from Florida. Cuba, free the Cubans. We're freeing the Cubans. I know the East Coast I miss, my homeland on the East Coast. I'm still sexy in the same top. I can't make myself change it. It's like, you know what? Let me see if I can wear it every night for like 6 weeks. And then you'll never know if it's like the same show, a different show, maybe whatever. Oh God, mandated masks. Ah, you know what? So scary. Look at this picture. So scary. Okay, so I'm watching The Handmaid's Tale. I'm having a nervous breakdown. I can't even. I'm just like, I'm itchy now. Toronto. Okay, so hi, Toronto, my hometown, my people. Oh, Gulf Breeze, Florida. Very nice. That seems fun. Montreal. Okay, so this is what happened. I'm watching The Handmaid's Tale, and the main character, you guys going to catch up with it, but it freaks me out. The main character, she's a handmaid, and she's wearing that crazy Mennonite outfit. Forgive me, Mennonites. I apologize. Mormons, Mennonites, polygamists, whatever, bigamists, all of those people, right? So anyway, whoever wears clothes like on The Handmaid's Tale, I apologize to every single group of people that thinks that that's a fun way to dress. Those people who dress like that. Anyway, she's dressed like that with the hat on, and she's got, you know, the garb on and then the underwear on. Oh God. Yeah, I can't. I can't. I know. I just have an inner, I hate it. I hate it. It just traumatized me. Anyway, oh, happy 50th birthday. Oh, Leo. Bingo. I'm older than 50 now. I can't believe it. I'm going to start acting like a 5-year-old, like I ever changed. Anyway, so Handmaid's Tale. Oh my God. Okay. Amish. Thank you, Amish. Yeah, I think I mentioned the Amish first. Then Mennonite, Amish, Mormon, all of them. Cult members in the backwoods. I do see some Amish type ladies when I'm hiking up in Santa Clarita. They wear skirts and they dress like that and they talk religious stuff. I don't really listen to the religious stuff, but they're very polite. Quaker, kind of like that too. Yeah, it's a whole nation of that. Anyway, so on The Handmaid's Tale, right? She is wearing all of that nonsense. It's gonna sweat like hell. But what is so beautiful about that story is it's filmed in Toronto. So when I see the winter and they're like in the red outfits going over, it looks like the Don Valley Bridge. I don't know if it was actually filmed there, but that's what it looked like in one of the pictures from my childhood. I was like, oh yeah, that's the kind of hell I don't want to live in again. The snow I'm talking about. There weren't a bunch of handmaids running around. But anyway, the handmaids, the main character, she goes to Washington. She sees the crazy ones where they staple their tongue and they cover their faces. Like she's not covered yet. Then she lets them put it on her face in the movie. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, she agrees to it because it's a higher honor. It's that whole honor thing, like you're a good person. You know what? I'm a good person. I don't care if you think I'm a good person. I'm not wearing that garb. Anyway, she does that. And I'm like, oh, geez. Unbelievable. Oh, your girlfriend's birthday's today. Happy birthday, Leo people. Leo. Yeah, I know it's a crazy, crazy show. You got to watch The Handmaid's Tale. I'm obsessed Mormons, just strange underwear. Quakers, friends, no dress code. Okay, Quakers are friends. Mormon have just strange underwear. Okay, so Mormons have strange underwear. No offense to Mormons. Quakers are friends. And then I guess it's Mennonites or the others that do that other kind of stuff. I can't wear that many clothes. Ex-stripper hair, can't do it. I'm sorry. Cannot do it. Yeah, it makes me crazy. Can't do it. But it's so interesting because the main Amish again. There I go, calling it another word. The main character, she agrees to let that troll of a woman. Yeah, I know the author is from Ontario and she's from Hamilton. Very interesting because the Canadians I know, not the ones, okay, no offense to any Canadians in Canada, forgive me, my people, but the ones that I know, grew up with, it's very rebellious in Canada because we are on the verge of socialism. I always felt we were a socialist communist country growing up. I know that sounds crazy because we are a first world country, but that's how it felt to me, like very socialist in Canada because they wanted fairness for everybody and so high in taxes. And I was like, it's not fair. I'm not 6'1", so life isn't fair. Deal with it. Yeah, social democracy, whatever. I hated it with a passion. Again, I also hated Ted Kennedy growing up. Don't ask me where that came from. Past life, I just didn't like Ted Kennedy. Nothing about Ted Kennedy. La 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 la. Don't want to hear it. Anytime he was on the TV, I just can remember walking by that voice, that nose, that face. I was like, oh God. I just would go crazy. So for some reason, I don't like Ted Kennedy, okay? For obvious and other reasons. But as a little kid, I didn't like him. So Canada was always very socialist to me. Oh, the book's so dark. Oh no, the show. You should watch the show because we are living the show. That's my point. Oh, Ted was owned, of course. But I would hear his voice. I'm sure I was killed by the Kennedys in a past life. Just I had an aversion to them like a crazy person as a child. What 4-year-old like looks at Ted Kennedy and starts screaming at the TV? That was me. I didn't like him, and I can remember vividly not liking him. Yeah, exactly. Oh, dead Kennedy. Okay, dead Ted. Yeah, alcoholic. I don't like them either. But so it's a double whammy for me. I was like, oh, and every time that face, I just want to go out and sock him one. But anyway, The Handmaid's Tale is so interesting because it's actually at the concept, I find it very interesting. A Canadian wrote it, but at the concept of the story is the acquisition of human lives in the form of children, which I found so interesting. It's all about, if you look at it, because I won't give away the story, but it goes from the free world, supposed free world, and surrogacy and adoption and, you know, reproduction of human beings and a woman's free right to do what she will with the human being, as in be a surrogate, be an adoption, like have a baby, put it up for adoption, that kind of thing, right? So then it goes to the controlled Gilead world where the concept of babies is you birth them, so you are a breeder, much like John of God, right? I know, oh God, waiting on the new season is so, I can't even, because then we'll know what happens to us. Once they write the new season, you can be sure it's happening to us. Look, I was working all day with my head cords and they're all, I'm trying not to microwave my brain. So I have my head things plugged in, but it was so interesting. I know they have those places in birth farms, in Chinese birth farms. They come over here, they birth them, and then they give the babies up and that kind of thing. But the whole concept of the book or the movie, well, now it's a TV show, is fascinating to me because it's about the sale of human beings, the servitude, sale, and bondage. In The Handmaids, they're sold on their ability to have children or to procreate. The babies are brokered into the families, which I've always considered adoption to be brokerage. I know, do not get mad at me for saying it. I'm an adopted child. We're all very lucky that someone wants us, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But truth be told, a lot of times babies are for sale, okay? I don't think you can stop it. I think, oh, there's Lori. I miss Lori today. I didn't even talk to Lori on the phone. I miss my Lori. I'll have to go stalk her later tonight. I'll have to peek through her windows and like scare the shit out of her. Now I'm letting her know that I'm gonna like knock, knock, knock on the window. She'd be like, I can see you on the camera, Sloan. Sorry, that struck me as funny. I just thought about it, just knocking on somebody's window, like in the middle of the night, pressing your face up when it's all cold out there. We used to do that in Canada, but sometimes your face would get stuck to the window or it would like be bright red. But The Handmaid's Tale talks about basically the sale of females that have reproductive abilities, because some of the women don't, right? Like I guess they've been poisoned by whatever poisons people at that time, radiation and all of that. So they've been poisoned by that. But then there's some women that come into the story because, they can have babies. So the women that don't come into the story with children at the time, and I guess whatever, they become like the Jezebels or the whores or the sluts or whatever. They work in the seems like more fun. I'd rather go there than push a baby out and watch some weirdo raise my baby. Like, well, she watched me get knocked up by her weirdo husband, right? Just saying, that's my personal preference. But the ones that can't get pregnant but are still cute, they go into like the backseat clubs or I can't even think of the beatnik clubs. No, it's not that. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. But from the 20s when they used to do the booze and prohibition, they go in those clubs for the men that are already raping women in the movie to get them knocked up. Speakeasies, thank you. Oh my God, I was just seeing bordellos, speakeasies back in the day. So they go in and they do that. Then there's the women that come in there with kids. So if you were a woman that was of childbearing age and you had little kids, you would be sold or brokered. I don't know what the brokering is. You'd be picked for a family of infertile people. Well, the women were infertile and the husbands were fertile, supposedly. Anyway, you'd be picked to go into that family based on your ability to procreate and your personality type. And then it's so interesting. Yeah, non-fertile women, right. Margaret Atwood, a man too. Oh God, please don't tell me. You mean a lesbian or really a man? Or like a, pan-gender changed molecular structure hormonally played with in the oatmeal as a child kind of person, like the Olympic team from Germany in the 50s, those people. Sorry, it's terrible. I apologize to any German women Olympic athletes that were really men back from the 50s. Might be a man. There's no might be about that shit. Anyway, yeah, it's, the sequel. Well, if you read the sequel, we're going to know what happened to us, really. Yeah, that's on Hulu. Sorry, Hulu, not Netflix. Right, it's on Hulu, wherever it's from. Tater tots, yummy. Arlene, I need some tater tots. Thank you guys. Oh, there's cute Erin. I can't give Erin's location out, but it's in Canada. Could be in Alberta somewhere. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you, Erin. So sweet. But yeah, and Erin's a good mom. They would take her to be a breeder because she's a good mom. So she has lots of kids without giving any other information away. But they would take a woman who was in prime production years and they would do it. So we go back to like John of God. There's other Canadians. Lori's in Edmonton. There you go. No, they would take, John of God did that. He took the Alberta. There's Isabel from Alberta. Oh, my Canadians. I love them. I'm stuck in Toronto and want to get out of the city. Okay, Ruth, Toronto's really beautiful, beautiful city. I mean, it's so beautiful when I see the city and I look at it and I see it visually. It brings me right back to when I was a little kid. And I used to go under those bridges and play in the woods with my friend Anne. We'd do all kinds of shit we weren't supposed to do. Run through the forest. Don't take the shortcut home. Sloan, don't take the shortcut home. What did I do? I went cross country running through the shortcut. This is where I became experienced with things. Anyway, Thunder Bay, beautiful in the summer. Thunder Bay, absolutely gorgeous. London, Ontario, private school. Alma College was in St. Thomas, just outside of London, Ontario. I've been all over Canada. Yeah, so totally beautiful city, stuffed tater tots. I can't even go there. I can't even. Perry Sound, oh my God, beautiful. Yeah, Oregon, somewhat like Canada. But it's very interesting because I do miss the texture of Toronto. There's nothing like the city. It's like a clean New York City 35 years ago, but it's going to get shitty because if we follow trend, look at New York now. It's only a matter of 20 years till Toronto is like that. But the city was so clean. And I was used to taking the subways as a little kid, 6 and 7 years old, by myself on the subways. Like Seriously, on the weekends, we never worried about any of that. Never. Seattle, been through Seattle many times on my way to Vancouver. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Oh my God, Vancouver, BC, and Birch Bay, Washington. Yeah, drive all the way through to get into Vancouver to see the other side of my Ontario family that moved over to Vancouver because they didn't like the snow as much. St. Thomas. Yeah, I remember St. Thomas. And true story, Alma College, you know, I was expelled for threatening to set fire to the school. I was only 13 and I had a big mouth. I wasn't going to set fire to the school. I just fucking threatened to do it, okay? Who knew? Anyway, the school ended up burning down, but not while I was there. That's the thing. Years and years and years. And I think it was an insurance scam. But it was the most beautiful school. It was completely haunted. And I used to go all the way up to the top above the gym. And yes, I got into fights at school, of course. I just pretty much, yeah, I socked people. But I got picked on a lot too. Picked on all the time. Talk about psychic. I don't have anything to say. Psychic what? Psychics, you mean? Threatened to do that at age 7. Yeah, I was one of those kids. I was like, you want to fucking tell me what to do? I'll burn your school down. That's just my answer. Actually, I was fighting a kid that was in the school. I forget what she did. Oh, she said I ripped her dress, and it was a dress for whatever we were doing. And I was bullied for my appearance. Don't even ask me. I can't even. I was literally bullied for the way I look all through grade school. And I had a real complex about it. I was bullied at home about it, and I was bullied at school about it. But I was adopted, so I didn't look like anybody in my family, and I don't know what the problem was at school. They literally, I shouldn't even say this because it's going to sound racist, but they always said when I was a little kid that I looked Chinese. Now, that's perfectly fine, but that's what I got beat up for because they said my eyes were way too slanty, which is fine, but I didn't think I was Chinese, but I didn't know what I was because I was adopted, but I was adopted into a white family. So, I mean, I could have been, but now I did my DNA, so I didn't have Chinese. Not that I cared because I like the way my eyes are. I try to make them like that. So, yeah, it was, I know, no, I'm saying that's what I was beat. I was totally attacked because I was adopted when they know you're adopted, right? And they make fun of you for your appearance because they know you have nobody to look at and say, you don't know who your parents are for the most part. Some people do know who their parents are, and that's open adoption. Mine was not that way. So yeah, no, I was punched in the face. That little fucking kid in first and second grade, little bastard kid. Little bastard kid used to live up the street. Yeah, little prick. Anyway, I went to school with his brother, and he would chase me home and throw ice balls in my eye. And I tried every which way to get home, and every day that fucker caught me. Anyway, long story short, later on in life, he ended up choking his girlfriend, and she passed away. So he was a psycho. That's one kid that used to chase me home. And, and they put rocks in the ice balls. You remember that as a kid when you're in the snow and they do that and they fucking throw them in your face. And they would pull my skirt up and take my underwear off. It's a long story. Anyway, that was all through grade school for me. I was just, attacked. And guess what? No one did a fucking thing. Not at school, not at anything. I know. Okay, buck teeth. Yes, I had braces. I got teased for that too. But it was, in grade school, I was just, I know. And you were bullied for being a tomboy. Yeah. And my mom dressed me, I'm going to say a faux pas. Well, I'm not even going to use that word. Anyway, my mom dressed me conservatively, and that's so not who I am. So it was very uncomfortable to wear like flowered dresses and like nice bows and shit like that, because that just probably made me look really doofusy, really, quite frankly. Yeah. Anyway, so that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Small for your age. That happened to my Jason in school, but he's fine now. No, it was really bad. They bullied a lot of kids. They bullied my friend at school. They didn't bully my other friend or my other friend, but I learned to run home pretty quick. No one did anything. In fact, if I fought back, I got in trouble. But that's what happened in private school. I was 13. 13 when I got expelled out of there. My mom had had enough at this point. But anyway, the kid that I got expelled for, she said I ripped her dress, and she was straight-faced blaming me because I had a big mouth and I would speak up as usual. And so I said, I said, I fucking burned down the school. Anyway, that got me expelled, and my mom had to fly in off a cruise ship. They were in a cruise in Europe. She got, like a week later, they had me held at the school. No family would pick me up. My mother was furious, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that shit happened. And so I got kicked out, and yeah, held hostage till they could get her. I call it held hostage until they could come pick me up, because my mom had to be helicoptered off the cruise ship and then somehow fly back to Canada, drive to get me up. She was fuming when she got there. Fuming. I think I look the same. I look exactly the same, but I had brown hair when I was little. I don't think I look, I literally don't think I look any different. But all through grade school, like grade 1 to 12, age 6 to 12, I was literally picked on pretty much every day. And a lot by boys, and a lot of sexual stuff, like where they would rip my clothes off and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff as a little kid, and nobody, I got in trouble when I got home for that. So, and I'm one of those kids that got spanked by some sick Scottish first grade teacher, Mrs. Henry, for those of you that know me from childhood, who turned me over her knee and pulled my pants down in front of the class and spanked me. And my parents thought, yeah, that's okay. Who fucking does that? I would have punched anybody who did that to my kid. Seriously. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, anyway. And so that's it. So there was not, that was Canada. Nazi Germany, Canada. Seriously. That was Canada public school. Now, you know why I don't agree with politics in Canada. That's literally how I grew up. I wasn't the only one. Matthew 6 got spanked. David Webb, I think, if I remember correctly, these little kids. When I was growing up, I think they all got put over her knee in first grade and spanked. So the teachers were bullies. No, you're not allowed to do it, but it was, I'm not joking you. Like, it literally was done when I was a little kid in school. Same with Australia in the 70s, under the Queen's rule. Who else's rule would that be under? And you know why? This is something I had forgotten, but had been re-educated about. My first, put tape over your mouth. See, I beat the shit. Yeah, tape over your mouth because you talk too much. God forbid you had an expression. Yeah, in front of the whole class, my underwear was fucking pulled down and spanked. Now, the teacher was probably a former nun, and she was like getting off on that, right? That's what I thought. At the time, I was like, you're a sick fucking bitch, right? You're scarring me. No, I mean, well, exactly. If my kids were rude in school, I would stick up. But like when a teacher tries to do too much, I'm like, you know what? Like, you're paid by the taxpayers. I don't really care what you think. If my kid's like aggressive, call the cops on him and we'll see if that works. But it's like ridiculous. Anyway, when my kids got in trouble, I just pulled them out of that school, put them in another, and it was fine. They graduated with honors. Not a problem. I'm not even going down that road with a teacher. Unless it's something that I can hear is really an issue, like a real issue. Like there's, literally physical violence in the school, not showing up for a test. I'm not going to get all bent out of shape over it. Nuns, yeah, rulers, smack your hands. Oh, I got the strap in 8th grade. Yeah, I can remember hearing my mom argue with the 8th grade strap over there before I was sent away. Or was that after I got kicked out of private school? I can't remember. No, would be before. I think it was before. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, with boys in the same classroom. Same in Poland. Yes, with boys in the same classroom. Yes, I used to hide in the bathrooms at lunch hour and just wouldn't come out. And, yeah, anyway, it's a long story. I know we get swats. My kids are Cancer and Sagittarius, both graduated with honors. So they were good kids, and I didn't really care what they did, really. Yeah, it was totally humiliation, but it was all I don't know what it was, but yeah. I did put soap in Jason's mouth. It was organic soap. Because he was 3, so I put it on his lips like this, and my mother-in-law went insane. She's like, you can't do that. I'm like, it's organic. That shouldn't matter. But he was saying really bad things, so I just put it here. And then, so he's like, bleh, 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 like that. I didn't shove the bar of soap down his throat. So I didn't do that. Yeah, I just went like this and rubbed it on his lips so that he would get scared. Because he was just saying crazy shit when he was 3, and he still's like that. I know. No, I didn't put palm olive in his mouth. I put literally like non-chemical, non-corrosive, and then just threw a little bit of water on his mouth to make him think the bubbles were in his mouth to freak him out. But my mother-in-law, she's like, you can't do that. So she's probably right. You shouldn't. But did the soap have gluten? I don't remember looking at that to see if it did. I don't remember, honestly. It was just like all natural made, homemade, blah de blah soap, whatever that was. Yeah, like I didn't watch A Christmas Story, but yeah. It probably does cure the crotch 19. So I know. I did ivory, 99.99% pure. Is it really though? Let's see. My grandfather asked me to go pick out a switch. Oh, I know. My dad used to smack the shit out of me with a belt. I would never cry though. For that fucker, I wasn't crying. You want to smack me? I'll show you who's stronger. I'm not crying. And that's how Jason is too. Keithy would time himself out. Keithy would see your face go contorted and realize he's pushing the envelope and go put himself in timeout as a kid. Yeah, I know. I got the belt. The belt buckle came off. What kind of sadistic world do we live in, right? The switch, the belt, right? Exactly. Yes, I do think there's going to be a civil war. Sounds like a normal day in Russia. I know. I felt like I was raised in Canada, like a little bit of angry Russian. But this is what I was saying. Forgotten all about it, but I just knew that I always felt Canada was really oppressive growing up. Not from my friends. I had like a really blessed life there, except for the crazy, shit that was going on. But I mean, as far as having a nice house, having all of that. However, the energy of the place was just really drab, really dark, and I always found it to be very satanic. And that's just, when I moved from there, I was like, this place is like run by something I don't, oh my God, went to school with blood on my legs from a whipping. See, yeah, no, we can't. I hope your parents apologized when they realized their mistake with that one. I had to beat with a hammer handle. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, that could get a little bit out of control. Hickory stick over the knuckles in Ireland. See? Yeah, that shit, I know, right? Right now, if I were raising my kids again, because I used to scream at mine and chase them, but they could always outrun me. They were bigger. And I would just swing up, try to sock him in the face when Keithy was like, going through high school and he was like 6'2". I would try to grab him running down the street. And Jason knew how to skedaddle right out of the house. He'd see me look and I'd be like, that's it. I've had enough of your mouth. Chase him down the stairs and he'd be gone in a second. And he got so good that he'd just look at me once and out the door the other way. Hilarious. Yeah, I was a yeller. And banged my own head against the wall. And Keithy would just hold me back by the forehead like this while I was swinging at him. Oh, I've apologized to my kids. Oh, you got ignored. Yeah, well, that's what parents in their 40s do, really. I know, this was Keith, literally, with his hand on my head like this. I was trying to swat up. He still does it. He just ducks back. He's really good, but he does the fighting. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, he wouldn't let me near him. So it's a good thing. And John gave him a hint. When she's getting her PMS, just sit in the fucking back seat and shut your mouth on the way to school. Because I had nails, and it's usually Jason's legs they got digged into. Pinch him like that. Like he's a Cancer and I have the crab hands. That's not nice. I know. I apologized to him. I did. Let's see. I didn't hit lecture and they hate it. Oh, you didn't, or you did. Yeah, they all hate it. I know. When they let you chase them, it's a good thing. Yeah. No, I was like, oh my God. Anyway, they drove me crazy, but I don't have that PMS anymore, so I'm okay. I'm convinced a lot of women probably have like PMDD and yeah, they have personality changes in the middle of their cycle. And they're like, fuck that kid, I'm coming after them. But what I noticed in Canada, it's British rule in Canada. So a lot of the way that we're taught is very patriarchal, authoritative British rule kind of thing. Like all the countries that were under the Queen's rule or the Crown's rule. And, we tried to escape them, but everything, ear pulling, hair pulling and pinching. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry, I'm guilty of all of these things, including with John. He'd open his mouth. I'd be like, come here. Boom. Yeah, I had enough of him at night too. I was like, that's it, grow up raising with those kids. Yeah, the Commonwealth. Yeah, the Crown, the Commonwealth. But here's what, Quebec is bad already. Total dictatorship. Yeah, well, it was when I was a kid. Remember how in Quebec, they wanted to succeed from Toronto and everything in Quebec, Montreal, Ottawa was French first, English second. So I had to grow up speaking two languages. I had to, was taught French, But in private school, I had to speak fluent French. Can't remember any of it, just to let you know. Yeah, we look under the bed, parents. And yeah, I know what the Queen does. But here's the thing, all the property in Canada is owned by the Queen still. It's owned literally by the Queen. So you rent you own your house on the structure of the Commonwealth. So she can come back and take that property. It's like having a townhouse where you have a townhouse, the structure inside is yours, but it's the common area. So they can come onto your property anytime. It's the Commonwealth. So I had to get the hell out of Canada when I was a kid and then come to the States. Yeah, the Queen's still alive. Go Google her. She just had her birthday. She's 93, and the mom that I was raised with is 92, and they're both Tauruses. Just saying. So yeah, they're both Taurus people. So the Queen, yeah, she's 93. And my Taurus mother's 92. So there you go. I think the Queen's born 1926. My mom's 1927, the mom I was raised with. I'm from Canada, BC, and living in Seattle. Yeah, of course, because you can drive back and forth to see your family. I came to the States, well, because I spent all my childhood in, coming over here, a second house and all. But it was so interesting because I wanted freedom, and I came here and I'm like, I think the people in Canada think more free thought. Like, I think America is actually more rigid in their thinking. I mean, there's some that are free, and I'm not talking about like brandishing guns or doing stuff like that. I'm just talking in what they will allow government to do and what they get offended by. A lot of the Canadian people that I'm familiar with that do YouTubes and stuff are very, very, very like freedom and self-oriented, where they will tolerate no restrictions. So it's interesting. And they're from Canada. They're the ones, yeah, with the Puritans, exactly. What the fuck? Yeah, amazing. Polly, the Dollar Vigilante. They're quite like, they both call it Communist Canada, and that's how I thought of it as a kid. Like, it's fucking communism. And I know Americans are like, no, let's go to Canada. It's great. Beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful everything. Let's see. I did the John of God thing. Oh my God. Yeah, well, John of God's in jail right now. John of God, Oprah's friend, Bill Clinton's friend, Naomi Campbell's friend. John of God in Sao Paulo, Brazil, was the 72-year-old faith healer, psychic surgery that Oprah introduced to the world in 2010 on her Oprah show. Anyway, Oprah introduced him. Yeah, anything. Yeah, no, I don't know about Hillary. Anyway, she introduced him. So the best advertisement is to show up on, Canadian accent. I work so hard. When I'm angry, you can really hear the Canadian come out, but I've really worked hard to speak American. It was one of the things I did when I got here, so I wouldn't have the Irish lilt. That's right. So yeah, I try to get rid of that so that nobody would know I was from Canada, because I just didn't want to be associated at the time. I ran the hell away. I grew up in Newfoundland, did not feel, yeah, Newfoundland's different. That's out. That's across Newfoundland. You can fly all the way over to Ireland. It's like, boom, right across the ocean, the Atlantic, right? If I believe. I was in Quebec in 1980. People weren't friendly like Montreal and Toronto. I know. Well, Toronto was such a beautiful city, and I grew up in Lawrence Park. So I had a nice house. I grew up right by Sunnybrook Hospital. I'm like, Sunnybrook Hospital. And I grew up right there and went, beautiful. And it was so fun. And, we played all the time, and we were outside, and we were, minus the school thing, but just interesting. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, Oprah, John of God. Oprah introduced John of God on her show in 2010, I believe. And of course, people are going to go because Oprah's Canada's beautiful country. Every time I see the texture of the buildings from Toronto, my heart is like, oh my God, that is my beautiful city that I was born into. So I spent 20 years there, and I spent 34 years here. Anyway, Toronto's a beautiful city, though. My dad worked right above Maple Leaf Gardens. So every time there was a band in town, like Deep Purple, whatever, my dad would go down because he was an engineer, and his building was penthouse above there, all the way down, and go hang out with the band. And then, so a lot of my childhood was around those bands that came into Maple Leaf Gardens. including the Rolling Stones and hearing all about that kind of thing through my dad. So that was super fun, because he would go down and talk to all the amp guys and all the electrical guys and just wander in there and do that kind of shit. And that's what my dad did back then. So, but that wasn't his thing. I mean, it was his thing, but his thing was he was a business dude above Maple Leaf Gardens. So we used to get to watch the parade from his office way, way above the streets, which was fun. Anyhow, yes, don't Canadians like beer? They love beer. Yeah, they love beer. Canadians like to drink. Canadians like to drink. Anyway, Oprah, she introduced John of God. So John of God had a compound outside of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And it was like a psychic healing center. And I don't find anything wrong with that. Like, you can go live on a commune if you want. You can go live. Yeah, I never drank beer. I mean, I had a couple of beers in my life, but no, it's not something I drink because it's cereal and it's just going to make me fat. So just know if it's going to make me fat, I'm not going to drink it. Anyway, John of God had this area, like a commune with a whole bunch of, people, and he had his practitioners doing psychic work, and he traveled all over the world, and people, asked him to heal them. I had a friend, and she asked me, she had tickets for John of God, and I'm like, and honestly, not that I didn't believe him, this had to be in 2010, and I said, if he calls himself John of God, I don't know. If you're calling yourself John of God, I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of idiotic to me. It's like the I am thing. If for you guys that don't know, when you are saying I am whoever you are, you're saying you are God. You're saying you are God. So you are your own God. You are God. You are that. Don't use I am. I am is not, that's a trick. I don't care what anybody says. It's a trick. So just understand that. That's why I don't use I am. I don't say on my handles, I am this, because that is saying you are God. And so, no, don't do that. Anyway, John of God, which kind of is the same problem I have with him. I just didn't feel like going to see him. So what he used to do is runaway kids would go to his compound because he would take them in. So he would take them in 14, 13, 12, 16, 17, in their prime reproductive area, right? In their prime reproductive years, right? Young women, and that's how they get pregnant so quickly, obviously. So they're easily knocked up. So he would bring them in under the guise of being a helpful, good psychic guy, which is what you should do. And he would bring them in, and they would come in, and they would get fed, and then he would track them. So hungry, lost children are going to go looking for help. What better way than to go to someone who's a psychic, or somebody who has a shelter, or somebody that can offer help? And yeah, a lot of homeless kids. I was one of those kids back then. I went to Covenant House, over 21. No, under 21. What the hell am I saying over? It was under 21 at the time. It was called under 21. There's a couple of places I lived at down there. And I won't even get into that story. But anyhow, long story short, John of God kidnapped these girls, tons of them, okay, and kept them in captivity. So let's say you're a 16-year-old runaway. You go to John of God and you're looking for help. You go in there, he does the intake, and then suddenly you're in a cage and somebody in his parish or his community or his whatever is knocking your ass up. So you're pregnant. So like The Handmaid's Tale, almost identical minus the weirdo clothing, you are in a caged area where you can't get out. You're now pregnant. Nobody knows where you are because you're a runaway. That is why runaways are preyed on. Because when they disappear, somebody just says, oh, they're a drug addict, they're a whore, they're the family whore, don't worry about them, they're the one. That's what you get called when you run away. And it's a bunch of bullshit. People should be looking for their family members, whether they run away or not, whether they're a maniac drug addict, a maniac prostitute, I don't care what they are, you should be looking for them. Nobody should be left unknown by the police departments when they don't call in, because most people, drugs, alcohol, prostitutes, runaways, will call home at some point, or call a friend, or communicate with somebody. It might not be their mom or dad, but there's going to be somebody they talk to. So if it's an extended period of time, 6, 7, 8 months, it's like, excuse me, where did they go? They stopped calling. Well, they're a runaway. They just probably ran away. It's like, that's the dumbest answer. Police got to stop saying that shit. That's bullshit. Oh, no, they die mysteriously. Yeah, no, their organs are taken. Anyway, John of God had these women, and they would get pregnant. Keep in mind, you're a runaway kid, so maybe your parents don't know where you are, because mine didn't know at the end where I was. They get a call, and I'd be like, I'm over here, or I'm over there. I was never where I said I was either, by the way. I still do that. I'm never where I say I am because I want people stalking me. But so let's say their parents don't hear from them. So nobody knows they're pregnant and they're not seen on the street. So nobody's seeing them on the street, right? So in areas, people will see them. Like you'll see the same people. You'll see the same drug addicts. They go to the same drug dealers. Drug dealers have a lot of information because the people show up and, purchase drugs from them. So when the dealer hasn't seen him, he's like, where's my money, basically? Or the girl at the coffee shop, the Pizza Hut, wherever it is you go, they don't see you. So these little girls would give birth and then there's no record of the baby, right? There's no record of the baby. I know kids that run away already carry shame with them, so they're easy to manipulate on the basis of shame. So the babies are born. Now you have a runaway child with no identity, or like meaning no one knows where she is. Then you have a baby that nobody knows was born except for the people in the circle, like the Handmaid's Tale. They form a weird circle around the birthing mother giving birth and they keep going push, push. And I'm like, get the hell away from me. I don't need you people telling me to push. I think my body knows this. Anyhow, those little babies are then, placed up and the word goes out. We got a little girl. She's dark skinned. She's light skinned. She's red headed, whatever the hell it is. And then these little babies are shipped out into the world and they could be raised as sex slaves, raised for organs, raised in whatever capacity, children for couples that can't, God doesn't allow this. Everybody makes the mistake. God's not here with us. God's not here. There you go. Write the book about it. Write the book about it, about your abuse. Tell other people. Of course, the fashion industry is involved in it. I mean, look at some of the things. Look at Rachel Chandler, child handler. Go look at her modeling agency. Tell me that's a modeling agency. Anyway, I know the Handmaid's Tale. I told you, watch it because you're living it. Not quite yet, but your grandkids will be living it. My grandkids will be living it. I know. Where are the kids from Oprah's school? Where exactly is Oprah? Oh, that's right. Her dog has the crotch 19. She probably was making out with the dog. That's how we got it, right? I mean, sorry. Exactly. But God doesn't allow this. Keep it in mind. God is not here. God doesn't allow it. We are here on a soul journey. We either got tricked, we got captured, we got cajoled, somebody offered us like Twinkies, we came down here, I don't know. Somebody on the other side probably said, hey, psst, little girl, come here. So we're in spirit form on the other side. They're like, you know what? You can come down to this planet. You can be a blonde chick. You can have boobs and you can have sex and there's chocolate and beer. Chocolate and booze and drugs. So you know how many little souls are like so naughty? We're like, yeah, let's go to that planet. That seems fun. Tricked and trapped. They don't tell us the rest. They don't tell us the rest of the story, okay? I do like David Icke. David Icke's been saying this for 30 plus years. Anyway, yeah, that's what happened. But here's what happened even more so with John of God, which I wanted to like say, and I'm going to do some posts on this. So for years, people were trying to free these people out of John of God's compound. But like the militia or the cartel in Mexico, you've got like guns around the whole thing, right? No, God is not on earth. We have incarnated in. We are of God, but we are also have free will here. We are here for whatever reason. God can't come down and take will from man. We invoked this experience. So here we are. Yeah, I know. I was tricked. I was promised sex too. Sex and chocolate. And yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, it's not that we're disconnected from God. We're here, but it's man that does this, okay? So there's always a reaction to every action. So God's not going to interfere like that. But here's where God does protect. Certain things are coming out right now. All of God's children are speaking up. So whatever your problem is that you experience, the torture, the pain, because remember, if you have a nice childhood, you probably have a nice childhood. One of your kids, it'll flip where they didn't have a nice childhood. If you had a bad childhood and then you had good kids, then it'll be with the grandkids. Nobody escapes this planet without fucking scars from head to toe. That's what this planet is. Now, I don't understand what agreement we made or how we got here, but God does not do these things. Man does these things. And there is always, always repercussion. And remember, if you're with God and you're here now, you're with God when you die. Like, there's no disconnect. That's the illusion. That is what hell is. The disconnect between the soul and God is basically hell. You don't believe in God, so you believe you're the God, i.e. I am, don't say that, or John of God. You are the God. You are the creator of your own world. There's nothing around you. So the absence or devoid of God in your life is actually what hell is. So when you follow something that isn't God, therefore you're in hell, doesn't mean you can't be helped. That's what I want to talk about. I actually wanted to do a video earlier, but I didn't have the energy to do both. Yeah, there is a God, of course. Yeah, of course, yes, I'm like, of course, listen to me. I'm like, obviously, there is a God, but it doesn't mean he comes in here. Like, it's a different energy here. And the fallen angel, the Luciferian, the God of light, is down here on this planet. So for some reason, our souls, now I have a totally different feeling. And well, I do my end. I am successfully wealthy, healthy, happy now. I'm not saying I am God. I say I am it now, as in this is what I exist in my life now, not in the God sense. So instead of saying I will have, or I did have, or I could have, I put it into I am doing this now because it's what's happening right now. So when you call me and say, what are you doing? I am cooking dinner right now. That's the way I do it that way. I do not put on my handles, I am Sloan like that. When you say that, Sam, I am, said Dr. Seuss, you know what you're doing. Hi, Ashley. Oh, I had a nice conversation with Ashley this morning. We woke up on the same page this morning. I mean, we weren't on a page together, but we woke up with the same thing in mind, which is what I was going to talk about. But I first have to finish the John of God conversation. So people, I'm sure, in the community of San Paulo tried to, Lucifer, oh, let me finish that train of thought. Lucifer is the God of light. So look what they say when you cross out of your body, go into the light. Now I worry about that now because maybe that's how we get tricked back here. And it's like one big loop and you're like, fuck, here I am again. So next time I'm just going to say, hey, God, I exist over there with you because I exist here with him, but I exist there too. So once I drop the human form, I'm just with God, okay? So I don't need to go anywhere. I'm just with God. That's it. I'm not falling for that trick again. Not falling for it. Sorry, losers, not coming back. Not doing it. Anyway, so John of God, people I'm sure in the area, there was a woman named Sabrina Bittencourt. This happened in 2017, possibly 2018. John of God went to jail December 17th, I believe 2017 or 18. Damn it. Anyway, that's when he went to, well, I've got to look it up now. I think it's 2017. So John of God went to jail, hit the evidence turned in and was charged and is still in jail, okay? The evidence was turned in by a woman named Sabrina Bittencourt. She's in her 30s. She had a 20-year-old kid. Let's see. His name is Jean Terrietta de Ferrara. I can't say it with a lovely accent, so why bother? He's a June 24th, 1942, 78 years old. The concept of what he's doing is not a bad thing. It's good if they could do it without being crooked. It would be a good thing, but they can't seem to fucking do it without being crooked, right? So it's not a good thing. Let's see. Let's see what happened to this dude. Okay, what happened to him? Let's see. John of God. He is a sex offender. Gee, there's a shock. John of God, when was he arrested? December 2019. He was sentenced to 19 years and 4 months for the rape of 4 different women. They got him on that, and 40 years in prison, and then an additional 40 years in prison for rape against 5 women. This is the 3rd conviction of the accused. The sentences are up to 63 years and 4 months. Okay, it was 2008. against 2018 against the section. My eyes just stuck together there. I had a glitch. The clone had a glitch. Anyway, no, it's my mascara. I just thought I'd say I've been reading up on clones. It's like so traumatic to me. But John of God, there was a woman named Sabrina Bittencourt, and she worked with these young runaway girls, and she got no, he'll never be released. 63 years, he's never going to be released. He's 72, 74 now, or whatever he is. No. Anyway, Sabrina Bittencourt was getting testimony from the women, and she helped like 15 of them escape, something like this. I know my eyes just went glitch. If I was a news anchor, they'd say I was a clone. So Sabrina got the testimony of, I think it was 15 different women, and she wrote down what was happening, how many babies they'd had, how many pregnancies they'd had. I don't know if she became a follower of him and got close to the inside circle and did it that way. She had her own children. So he was arrested. It would be December 17th of 18, pardon me, I did it again. And he was arrested and put in on these charges. So in the interim, Sabrina Bittencourt is doing all kinds of videos where she's like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself. I know who was involved. That's my point, telling the story. She's like, I'm not going to commit suicide. Those girls are, daughter's in labor. Go. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. It's not funny. So Sabrina turned the evidence. She was supposed to be in the court protection system. Now, that was December 2018. January 29th, Jack of Clubs card in the Zodiac, Aquarius, is Oprah's birthday. So she chartered the boat of one David Geffen. David Geffen under his sister company or corporate name Yacht. And they docked the boat along with Julia Roberts, Gail, of course, her best friend, and Gail's son. I'm always forget the one in the back of the picture, Jane Pauley. She's always like loaded, you know. Jane Pauley's like, Anyway, she's in the back. Julia Roberts, Geffen sitting front and center, Oprah. So they dock this boat, right? No, Julia Roberts was there. Oh, please. Yeah, the whole boat's evil. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. It's Gail King, her son, whatever his name is, Jane Pauley, probably loaded, Julia Roberts cozying up to Oprah and Geffen, Oprah. So they docked the boat and took this really cute selfie of all of them together, all right? Docked somewhere near Sao Paulo, Brazil, where Sabrina Bittencourt is, of course. And Sabrina has, just like Isaac Cappy, just like Tracy Twyman, okay, all of it said, I'm not suicidal. This is what she said. She's going online. She's like, I'm not fucking suicidal. She's a little brunette woman, super cute little thing, has a son. She's not suicidal. She's been working on this. She doesn't want to fucking kill herself. She got the guy in jail. This is a good thing. So I think it is February 5th. So they're celebrating Oprah's birthday. Everything is happy on the boat. They're all celebrating, big happy smiles. February 5th, guess who kills themselves? Sabrina Bittencourt. Oh yeah, she hung herself. Sure she did. Her son put a Facebook message right up there and says, my mom did not kill herself. That's what he was 19 at the time. So Sabrina's dead, but she got John of God in jail. So her soul is just ascended back to God, but she got that guy busted. But those yahoos on the yacht, there they were, happy pappy, hanging out, waiting. What are we doing near there? That's whose yacht was tracked right there. Just saying, coinky dink? I think not. Yeah, somebody murdered her. She didn't kill herself. She didn't hang herself. Nobody's hanging themselves from trees after they get John of God arrested. Why would you hang yourself on a fucking tree after you did that? Why? I don't know why. And these two were yupping it up on the boat, the yacht, these people. Why did Oprah have him on his show? Okay, well, do I have to explain Oprah to you? Okay, I'm sorry. You'll have to look that up because I'm going to I'll go into a freaking tirade. But Oprah Okay, so what do you control when you control the media? You control the mind of the masses. If I tell you, take this water, it'll help you lose weight, and I'm a celebrity yucking it up, you're going to listen to me. Okay? That's what happens. So Oprah, when she was a child and she claims to have been raped, I'm not saying she wasn't. She's like 7 or 8. She has the uncle that she didn't tell on, but they figured it out and he dies. Okay, a deal is made, a death is taken, a relative disappears off the planet. So Oprah, okay, somehow out of all the people on the planet, all the black women on the planet, she connects up with Maria Shriver, these 2 little young cub reporters. We're cub reporters, and I'm Maria Shriver, and I'm not going to allow anyone to help me, but I'm a Shriver, so you better fucking hire me. And I'm Oprah, I'm Shriver's best friend. You don't think those 2 made a deal? Anyway, up they go in the ladder. So Oprah, when she gets to this pinnacle of fame where she has everything, she owns O Studios. You know, I wouldn't work for Oprah's company right now. Dr. Oz and Dr. Yeah. Okay, whatever that is. Anyway, Dr. Oz is one of Oprah's. Dr. Phil is one of Oprah's, and they all be billionaires, you know? Gee shucks, we can do it if we all work hard. What a bunch of crap. Can you clear your screen? No, I can't clear my screen. Can you clear your screen? Sorry, sarcasm. Anyway, what they do, I recommend Vera's Sanctuary up in Orange County and Freehab down here in Sun Valley. Those are both owned by Lori Burns, and I trust her, and I've been in both and worked in both, and it's good. Yeah, Vera's Sanctuary, exactly. No, I know Lori, and so I trust her and the way she does things, so I would say, exactly, Lori. I love Lori. Lori's a little blonde runner, former prostitute, tells her story all over the world, does all of that, and helps kids run away and helps them for real. Anyway, Oprah, when she has all of this power, top-rated show, she's in control of the media, okay? In control of the media. I could never stand the way Oprah looked, and okay, I'm going to sound terrible, but as a visual medium, and yes, to me, it's a TV, so looks do matter. Sorry, true story. I'm just sorry. If you've gone on auditions in Hollywood, okay, anywhere, it's only about your looks. Like, please don't tell me those women, I don't know what channel it's on, where they all sit there, Newsom's ex-wife, and their mini skirts are up to here. They may be smart women, but it's looks. So when Oprah shows up and you try to shove down my throat, like, this is what we're going to have acceptance here, I already can't watch her. I don't mind her, but I already can't watch her because I can't look at her, okay? And I can't look at Dr. Phil either, and I can't look at Dr. Oz. None of them. I mean, I can't look at it. It's a visual medium. So I actually want to see a visual medium. I'm sorry. It's not radio. It's kind of like she has a face for radio. Sorry. Howard Stern, face for radio. I don't want to see his face. Sorry, true story. I liked Phil Donahue too, but I'm afraid he married one of them. Sorry, Danny Thomas. No, it's true. It's a visual medium. No, don't watch them. It's a visual medium. If you live in California, do you know how attacked you get for your appearance? I don't want to see, okay, I'm going to sound awful, but there's some celebrities out right now and they've been sold out, but they're trying to push fat acceptance, plain girl acceptance, you know, like don't put any makeup on, slap onto camera like Rosie O'Donnell. What the hell is that? What is that? It's a visual medium, at least dress. You know, I mean, I love Dr. Drew too. Well, Dr. Drew shows up for his visual medium. He shows up. He's a good looking. The look is a lot of her appeal. Yeah, no, they sell that. The look is not her appeal. If you're out of shape, out of weight, and you're telling me how to run my life, I automatically am not listening to you. I'm sorry, I'm not. You can't keep yourself under control. Why am I listening to you? Rosie O'Donnell, well, clearly Rosie's troubled, but I'm not listening to a host tell me about diets when she so clearly can't function around food in a proper way. That's just, Dr. Drew is hot. He got a cute wife, but she'll love that you think he's hot. I don't listen to anybody unless you're living the way that you say you are. I'm not listening to you. I'm not going to go to a workout coach who's 400 pounds. I don't care what you tell me. My brain stops there. I want you to have gone through it. I want to hear what you've gone through. And Rosie loves Twinkies. I love Twinkies. Rosie and I might be good friends because we love Twinkies. I know she's been on a perpetual diet. It's bizarre. And I don't even think she's on a diet. I just think no, I don't like Wendy Williams either. I don't know, Oh God, Rachel Ray. Yeah. Absolutely. We were going to debut. I was worked with a partner at Paramount. We were going to debut on the Rachel Ray show as a segment. Anyway, Rachel Ray as well. There she is cooking meals for everybody, and she got enormously big in the middle. And I just don't know about that. The Oprah brought Weight Watchers. What a joke. I know. Well, I'm never eating Weight Watchers. Yeah, no, it's not that. You don't have to be skinny, but you can't be so out of control. It's like when you see Charlie Sheen was on meth, smoking the fucking crack pipe out there, but he's making the highest paid actor on TV. Why am I watching that? Though it was funny when he had his nervous breakdowns, but he's clearly high. So we're paying him to have a complete fucking nervous breakdown. I don't know what to say. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. But Oprah, look it, she's sold out. I believe it. Okay. You got to be very careful. You've got to be very, very careful. Okay. About understanding what the celebrities do. If you're, I know Tiger's blood winning. I know that's after he smoked a fucking bong load of whatever and shoved shit up his ass, right? Oh God, did I say that? I didn't mean to. Yeah, I had somebody on my Facebook. They're like, Charlie Sheen. You're telling stories about him. I'm like, really? Did you see him on the news? Like, he's the one running around with HIV, giving it to people, not me. I'm not doing that. That's all on him. Just saying. Exactly. I know. Crack, meth. God knows what he was doing. Exactly. YouTube erasing my comments. I'm sure they are. I know YouTube comes after. I don't even know what to say. But Oprah, she has huge power, right? Remember, there's like 4 different owners to the networks. That trickles all the way down. So you've got your higher up network, NBC, ABC, Fox, CNN, whatever, that falls under the subsidiary of, and they could all fall under Viacom, right? So, or ABC, Disney, ABC, and whatever, Adult Swim, and all the way down, and whatever other networks that they have, all go up the chain to the, Lord and governor of the thing. So Oprah opened up her own studio. Now, if you needed to get your drug a lot, thank you so much for that. If you needed to get your drug, what would you do? Start a network, open up a children's shelter, join the UN, head up UNICEF. That's what you do, because it puts you where the children are. If that's my goal, then if my goal is to get cake, I'm going to go work in a bakery, right? That's my goal. So that's exactly what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. But Oprah encouraged John of God out there. I don't kneel to Trump, whoever's saying that. I don't believe in anybody in government, as you know. So I have no opinion of anybody in government being good or saving anybody, because they're fucking men and they're in government. So I can't even go there. I'm sorry. I don't think the way you guys do. I don't think anybody who's assigned and has control over other human beings is a good person. I think there's something wrong with them. That's what I'm thinking. Anyhow, so after Sabrina Bittencourt died, I use the term suicided, died, murdered, John of God's still in jail. CR, who is kneeling to Trump? I think that maybe people are so weird. They just, I get all over my Facebook. This is what happened yesterday. I put something about, the people in Texas getting rid of the Chinese consulate, Seattle letting go of the prisoners, and somebody writes, and this is what Trump did. And I'm like, and what's that have to do with anything that I freaking said? Like, I am not saying anything about anybody running for government. I'm just saying to you, this and this happened. I mean, yeah, well, that's a sign that she's following Illuminati orders. Yeah, Oprah, some of the people that run her networks, I've known. So They're not good. I mean, it's not good. Of course she is. You don't get that fleshy, gross skin and that dumb look on her face. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's terrible. She's probably going to pull the yacht up outside, drive it up here. I better watch out. Exactly. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Oprah's like that. Anybody? Here comes the yacht. The gang's here on the yacht. Look, they've parked outside in deep, deep in by Hanson Dam, right? They've pulled up to Hanson Dam, this fucking yacht. Anyway, yeah, Sabrina Bittencourt, exactly. Oprah is a Rosicrucian's bad spelling. Rosicrucian. Yes, well, she could be. Yeah, I know. She won't come to the ghetto. She's better than me. That's right. Of course it was shut down, but where did the kids go? Of course the school was shut down. Where did the kids go? Where'd the kids go? Anybody calling Oprah's kids out there from the school, where are the kids? But no, I never trusted her. I don't trust anybody. Wait, wonder how long celebrity. Oh, there's a lot. Did you all hear? I need like a ticker tape parade. Did you all hear Ghislaine Maxwell's, however you say her fucking name, Maxwell, documents are being, she's supposed to release who was in her books. So that's interesting. They're giving her a week to appeal. So I hope she doesn't appeal. Yeah, I never, Oprah at a certain point is full of shit. There's a lot of things I don't like about her. There was a lot of things when I watched Dave Chappelle, when he was the old Dave Chappelle before he became a clone. I know now I sound weird. It's interesting. John believed in clones a lot before I did because he believed in Barbara Streisand cloning, of course, her dogs, which she said she did, and Dolly the lamb, sheep, whatever. When they do that, right? When they do that, of course they could clone a human. I don't know that it's perfected, but just think about it. Remember when people used to go, oh my God, Saddam Hussein, he was seen over there. He had a bunch of body doubles. Why can't that be a clone? We make somebody who is a Saddam Hussein look-alike and we send them over there so that whoever can kill him over there, and then the real Saddam Hussein, whatever, is over here, right? So I'm pretty sure it's going on because that's why they look weird. That's why it looks like weird plastic surgery. Yeah, body doubles, but what if they're clones? Like Taylor Swift and her clone in the suitcase. So anyway, Dave Chappelle, yeah, he ran away to South Africa. I listened to a really interesting story with his cousin who ran away to South Africa, got away from his family because he didn't want to sell out. This is Dave Chappelle telling the story. He did Oprah's show and he talked about what he saw. And she's giving him the Oprah stare down. Like, lady, what do you think? You're all that. Can you just see that big fat bitch being a bully in the schoolyard like in a jailhouse movie? It's Oprah bully schoolyard in Orange is the New Black, and there's Oprah, boom, 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 coming out on the ground, and she's just clocking everybody with her mean look, and she's got her sleeves rolled up and a cigarette behind her ear, and that's Oprah, right? Anyhow, so Dave is on Oprah's show. Yeah, I saw that show, exactly. Yeah, Dave is on her show, and she gives him a dirty look, like who Oprah is hungry, and she ain't hungry for fucking food, not the way you think of it. But Dave Chappelle left. They offered him $50 million and he left because you know what? Sometimes you get a whole bunch of work and a whole bunch and it's your dream, but you don't want to be tied down like that. So yes, she's Nurse Ratched too. So he leaves and goes to South Africa, talks to his cousin every day. Comes back from South Africa. His body's all different. He's beefy, like built up weightlifter. He's not smoking anymore. He was a smoker and a skinny guy, kind of like a 70s musician guy, right? Before he went to South Africa, he comes back and he's like this, I know that's not the real guy, that's a clone, but he's this like beefy weightlifting, guy, and he never talks to his cousin again. Does he still smoke? Okay. Yeah, he never talks to that cousin again. Well, because he's black. I don't know why he went to South Africa. I don't know what to say. Well, South Africa was a haven, but not for black people. But it's a nice place. Anyway, no, I don't think... Jason used to come home when he was little and tell me about the people walking around that were disincarnate souls. He would tell me they didn't have any soul. So here's what happens, and this is what I want to talk about in reference to Mr. West and not Adam West. Do you know who I'm talking about? Adam West was Batman. Batman. Anyway, Okay, so forget Batman, not that West, the other West out there, so I don't get nailed again. You know who I mean, right? With a big K, that one. Married to a KK, Dashian, that one, right? Okay, so not Adam West, but the other West. Okay, it's like, okay, that reminded me. I finally fucking understand this. Okay, so remember when Bush Jr. won the election and became president of whatever country this is? I'm saying it loosely because whatever. When I lived up in Santa Clarita, I would get on the freeway every day because I'd come back down here and I would get on the freeway and there was a big poster of George Bush before he won. And I never understood it. I wish I had a picture of it. And I would keep asking John, what does this mean? Does this mean he's a pork chop? I don't understand. It would say the other white meat, right? Now that you know what these people eat, doesn't that make fucking sense? It was George Bush with a big word across it, the other white meat. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Every day I drove by that sign and it would be like, what the fuck does that mean? So every day I would ask John, what does that mean? Well, you know what they eat. The other white meat. Meat. Man. Okay, so I'm over that. It took me this long to figure it out. And we left there in 2001. So Bush got elected sometime between there or whenever that was. And that's when I saw that sign. Yes, the George Bush, the other white meat, right by the freeway on-ramp, right by Sierra Highway, right there, every fucking day. Couldn't understand it, compute my brain, don't understand, what are you saying? Anyway, the other Adam West, not Adam West, not Batman, but the other West that you guys know who I'm talking about. Okay, let's talk about him. I wanted to do a video on it, but I'm going to explain it here. First off, when you're a little kid growing up in this country and you look at these celebrities and these actors and everybody, right? And they're all, they're wealthy. They got Porsches. They got gorgeous women. They've got 2 houses. They've got 10 houses. Yeah, Yeezy West, exactly. They've got all of that shit. As a little kid with a single mother, why wouldn't you want that? We all want somebody to love us, to look at us as an authority, you know, besides our mommy. We all want this. We want something. We want to go down in history. We want to play basketball like Kobe. We want to sing like Kanye. I mean, well, now like Kanye. We want to be like Barbara Streisand. We want to be like Oprah. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be John Wayne. I'm going to be whatever, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Problem is, as little kids, we don't know, okay, how they get there. So the other West, not Adam, when he was whatever, in 2002, 2003, he started doing the circle and stuff, and he's got talent, and he's got shit, but they're like, you know, it does look glamorous. It does. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you want to raise your kids in private school, wear Chanel shit, drive Porsches, fucking crash Porsches like idiot Charlie Sheen up there on Mulholland, and then get another Porsche and do all kinds of stuff? So Kanye, like Roseanne Barr, like Oprah, like all of these people, he's got his mama, right? He loves his mama. So he signs a deal. He goes, yeah, I'm going to come in. This is what I'm going to do. Look, my nose is getting stuffy again from that. But he goes, yeah, I'm going to do this. And what is working with Kanye? I don't know. I'm totally stuffy. It's so weird. It must be in here. Maybe it's in here. I don't have an open window. Just right now, I got just stuffed. Maybe Kanye's stuffed. This is what it must feel like to have a nose job with cotton stuffed up your nose. Oh, creepy. It's like you're a corpse and there's stuff and shit up your nose. Anyway, yeah, that's right. So Kanye, he connects up with some rappers, some whoever, and he's like, dude, I want to get to the next level. I want to get there. I want to get there. I want to get there. And he's got talent. There's no doubt. There's no, you know, he's got talent. A lot of people have fucking talent. That's the thing I learned on this planet. A lot of people have talent, right? So when you have the talent like that, some of his buddies say, hey, dude, come here. Why don't you come to a party with me? Would you come to a party with me? Okay, sure. come to a party. Shit, what's going on in that room over there? I don't want to do shit like that. Well, you want to be famous? You want to have a bunch of girls? You want to have that Porsche? You want to get a blowjob every night? Okay, what guy's going to say no to that? That's right, probably none. So he's just thinking, I don't really know. I don't really know if this is gonna, like, I'm gonna sign this, but I don't really know. He's a Gemini, Pisces Pisces moon, Cancer rising. Anyhow, they go in and they get more and more in. So then they gotta do certain stuff. We're like, here's a Porsche, here's a record contract, much like Mary J. Blige with P. Diddy. You're gonna be all over the radios, bitch. But yeah, that's right, bend over. So they bend over, and that is what we call when a kid runs away from home and they have to turn their first trick. This is why they don't call their parents back, because shame is introduced. It's exactly what pimps do and narcissists do. Pimps are narcissists, by the way. But it's exactly what a pimp does. But you get a young runaway kid, 12, 13, 14, and you seduce them into sex. I'll take care of you. Daddy loves you. Daddy being the pimp, because they're looking for daddy's love. Daddy loves you. Here's some money. You can wear a nice fur coat. Kid's 13, thinking, I want a fur coat and I want my daddy to love me and he's my boyfriend and I matter to him. That's the first thing. So she goes out and she turns a trick and brings the money back to him. So then he take the money. Then she says, baby, I want to get married and blah, blah, blah. And he smacks her across the face. Now daddy's hit her just like daddy hit her at home. So now it ain't fun. And now she can't go back home because she's already shamed herself. What's she going to do? Crawl back into 10th grade after sucking dick for money? I mean, nowadays, yes, but not then. This is what they do in the entertainment industry. So Kanye says at some point at his career, yeah, I'll go along with the contract. Signs the contract. Thinks he's going to have control, okay? Thinks he's going to have control over who and what and where disappear off the planet Earth around him. And they come in and they go, because remember, Lucifer always lies, the devil always fucking lies. They trick you. They'll say whatever they have to fucking say to get you on their side. Much like the mafia, much like the pimp. The pimp gonna say whatever he gotta say to get that 13-year-old piece of meat out on the street and making his ass money, right? That's what he's going to say. If you need him to say this, he's going to listen to what you say and he's going to twist it like a narcissist. So we're talking about narcissistic control here. Narcissists don't have souls. I'm just going to say that. I believe a narcissist in the truest form is devoid of the soul. Or like serial killers, the soul is out of the physical body. I'm going to talk about that in a second too, because this is what would have happened to Kanye and this is what you are witnessing. Anyway, so the pimp, he talked the girl into it. The girl degrades herself like a guy who's straight. Cat Williams, exactly. Cat Williams, bingo. Exactly. So the girl degrades herself, then the rapper degrades himself. How's it going to look when the rapper bend over and take it up the ass from P. Diddy? Just saying P. Diddy. Could be any rapper, insert name. I know. I'm sorry, it's true. So what's going to happen then? Oh, they videotape it. So now, just like the prostitute with the pimp, you're a whore. Daddy don't like whores. Your daddy call you a whore. You were always a whore. Get out and make me more money, whore. That's what happens. It's societal shame. That's what happens in all the shelters. That's what happens. This is how you have to release shame. The way to heal the planet is to release shame for the things that you were manipulated into by narcissistic people. So Kanye at some point decided he wanted success, money, power, and fame, and never really gave it a thought about if it was going to really happen, because the devil or Satan or Lucifer or the fucking sexy guy, don't think he comes up all gross. He comes up all hot and cute for women with like a nice chest and some piercings and some long hair, kind of looking like that Jason Momoa. He doesn't come out like, looking like fucking Sumner Redstone, ill. No one's going to fall for that trick, right? Except for whoever the hell married him for like the third time. But anyway, so they come out. Oh, I know Sumner Redstone. I just creeped myself out. All right, I'm over it. Anyway, he comes out looking like Jason Momoa or somebody like really hot, right? And he comes out and he gives you what you want. Your money, your girls, your boys, your both, your drugs, this way. No, I've got a fucking allergies. So he does that, right? So that's what happens. And then you're getting what you want. You're Cat Williams, comedian. Look him up. Look him up on YouTube. Talks about the Illuminati. So you're getting everything you want. So what's the problem? I'm famous. I got fans. Now the pimp comes to collect, right? Now the pimp comes to collect. You just had 15 tricks. You owe me, I don't know, 89% of that money. You can keep like $10 out of each trick, but I'm keeping 99.9%, whatever it is. So all of the people they're giving Kanye money. Now Kanye got to give back. What do you want from me? I'm singing, I'm doing the work, and we want you to bend over at this party. I don't want to bend over at that party. Well, you're coming to a dinner party and you're going to be here while we do this. I don't want to do that shit. You're going to do that shit, or we're taking all the shit out of your bank, all the shit out of here, all the shit out of here. We're going to take your girls, we're going to take your cars. That's what we're going to do. So he's like, fuck, my mama lives in a new house. Everybody's kissing my ass. This is all cool. Little does he know, once you've been tricked, the pimp will choke you, and kill your best friend, and kill your mama. That's what happened to him. So once he realized that happened, then he realized his mother is dead. So what does he have? He's somehow married into the Kardashians, right? No, the problem is if you have talent, it's not just the money, it's the talent. If they can prostitute your talent, you are a hoe to them. That's the only way I can describe it in any industry. You are a hoe to them, okay? Like this, what we're talking about with this guy. If he stops earning money, he's of no value to them, okay? No value. So if a prostitute becomes broken, pregnant, they'll pimp her out till she's pregnant, till she has the baby. But let's say she can't, I don't know, something about her they don't like is a problem, then she's of no use. They might as well kill her, okay? So Kanye, this is so interesting. This is what I see right now. And I'm sure they have clones of people. You see in movies how they make things look so real? Are you kidding? That's like, okay, so put it in a robotic thing with this skin, and then you've got a clone, technically a robotic clone, right? So his tweets everybody knows. Yeah, so here's the next thing. P. Diddy got his baby mama die around him. They come to collect whenever it is, okay? They come to collect whomever. If you are friends with somebody like this, you should know you're not going to be spared. They're going to take who they want. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Didn't Kanye call her Chris Jong-un? Little dictator, fat dictator from North Korea. Sorry, I found that really funny. Chris Jong-un. I'm like, oh my God, that needs to go on a t-shirt. But here's the problem with him. Okay, so once you're sold out, which means the absence of God, you've accepted it. Now you're tricked. You know what happens the minute you do it? You don't even get to enjoy your life. What happens is your soul, your God's soul, because you can't sell your soul. It is God's soul, not to sell over here. You can be tricked out of it, but you can't be sold, okay? You just can't be sold. So that nonsense has to stop. But here's the thing. Once you agree to that, okay? Once you agree to that, your soul is pushed out and away from the physical. Something is pushed in that isn't you. So you are watching yourself in the physical do all of your shit while trying to speak over here with a big ass hand over your mouth, and you're pulled back out of your own energy field. What you are seeing right now is a man who is in an area off by himself. I'm talking energetically, okay? The God part of him that was created that is so fucking strong, and it's very interesting. Watch it and observe it as a public study, because his soul is trying to come back into the physical. So I want you to look at it like here he is in the physical, like your physical body. And there's a demon here, and his soul is here. And it's up and away, and he's here. and part of him creeps in. Part of what you're hearing is the God connection, and then it's smacked out. War, spiritual war in the inside of his body, like literally unseen. It's not, okay, call it mental illness, call it whatever you want, okay? Call it whatever you want, okay? Just whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not, it's spiritual. His soul is fighting to retain in the physical and connect back to the God. He is actually in the midst. They will not divorce him. He's a cash cow. They're not going to divorce him. It's fascinating to watch because I've never seen it happen while people are alive. I've seen it happen in the astral. I've seen them, like I told you, when you see like world leaders and they're off in a cage, they're by themselves off in a cage. They think they're living a life of whatever, but no, they're by themselves. They don't even know what they're doing. This is the first time I've actually seen this split. Yes, split. He's split, but it's good versus bad, or God versus Satan, or however you want to call it. You know, black versus white, dark versus light. It's amazing because he's cognitive enough to say shit that we can hear what he's saying. And those Kim Jong-ils and Kris Jong-il Kardashians come in and they fucking pull him right back. And they're trying to stop him. I almost wonder if, because the veil is so thin, I almost wonder if God and the veil are actually, somebody is behind him to prove a point in a public fashion. Because yeah, his conscience is coming back. It's fascinating because usually when you sell out, they don't let it come back. Like it's gone till you die. You don't even get to enjoy the shit you're selling out for. You don't even get to enjoy it. Yeah, he's a strong motherfucker, that guy. And it must be in can you get back permanently? That I don't know. I'm just witnessing this. And it's funny because Ashley and I woke up, she texted me, and it's the same thing. Came to both of our minds this morning. I thought about it all night, and I'm like, this is fascinating. Now, here's where I don't feel sorry for him. He's the one that sold out, okay? That's your fucking problem. We'd all love to fucking have everything we want. But I think it is his mother. I think maybe his mother on the other side has forgiven him and she's coming up like that. But none of us sold out. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. So, you know, we don't count. No one cares what we say. We just live our little bleak lives on the planet. This guy got everything. So I don't really feel sorry for that. But what I am interested in, she must have forgiven him or something, or it must maybe be part of her karma. But I'm very interested in watching what happens because, yes, I know he wants to divorce Kim, but they're not going to let him. They're not. And here's the thing. When they do it, what they do is they put, this is where I feel sorry for him. And I don't know why we don't know this, but they put him into basically torture, like he's waterboarded, basically, for lack of a better word. Of course, they blackmail him. This is what I've told you guys. I probably died in a past life like this. I probably did. But here's the thing. Whatever you do in your life, fucking stand up. Say it to people right to their face. That's why I don't ever hide what I was, what I did. You can ask me. I'll tell you. I have no shame about it. It is just that way. You are not going to mother effing control me with what I've done with guilt or religious, you know, puritanical behavior or telling me I'm a bad person or I'm a this or that. You cannot shame me. I won't allow it. In the existence of shame and guilt, you are easily manipulated. And if you are manipulated, you are not living your moral code. This is why every single person, whether I do something bad or not, that's why I'll tell you, I wasn't the best mother. I was stripping. I wasn't always the nicest person. All of these things. I've made amends. I've asked for apologies. I've done the best that I can do with everybody in my family. The best, but you don't get to say shit about me and you don't have any blackmail tape. There's nothing I've done that you're going to blackmail me because I'll just be like, yeah, I did it. Sorry, I did it. Deal with it. Yeah, I know everybody's taught to hide their flaws, but I'm beautifully flawed. So are you. We all are. That's what I am. I'm one big giant mistake. You're talking to one big giant mistake here. Everything I've done has been a learning experience. Why would I hide that? So The other West, not Adam West, but K West. Get it? Not Batman, but the singing genius guy. Yes, Sloan is my birth name. My mother named me Sloan. And Bella is my married name. So I am lucky. And yes, my mom, before she gave me up, named me Sloan, and I was adopted at a year. So just before I turned a year. Anyway, when you are looking at somebody like him, you are literally within the terms of a public figure, because I want to point it out. I don't care that it's him per se. It's just he's public so we can watch it. But it means warrior. It's Irish for warrior. And Keith is Scottish for warrior in the woods. So yeah, we aggressive bitches at our house. And Jason is Greek for healer. There you go. It's really my name without an E. There you go. Anyway, Kanye is expressing God, fill the body, ask for help, be resurrected, so to speak, and then the contract that he signed, the tug of war on his soul. It is so fascinating that I'm like, I don't think we get to see this way in this capacity from somebody that publicly. It's like so interesting, okay? Very interesting. He's fighting it. The veil is so thin, we are seeing it. See, before we would say stuff like, oh my God, he was depressed, he didn't, whatever, he killed himself. Yeah, he keeps fighting. Oh, they will kill him, probably, sure. But you want back to what you stepped away from, you better fight to get back where you were. You better fight to get back. No, he's not crazy. And I don't even believe he's mentally ill. I believe this is something different, okay? Yeah, no, I know. He's trying to say that. What he's talking about when he's talking about his daughter, what he's talking about, he's talking about the genocide against brown-skinned babies all over the world in terms that who do you think gets the most abortions in the countries? It's in third world countries. In these countries, they're exterminating a whole group of people. I mean, yes, some of us white people do it too, but what I'm saying to you is they go into these communities. Oh, you're Hispanic. Who's doing that? Whose father had a stake in what? Planned Parenthood? Bill Gates' father. What is Bill Gates? A eugenist. Boom. I'm not saying you don't have rights. You have rights. Okay, that needs to be turned on again by itself. So you have rights. You can do whatever you want, of course. But what I'm saying is, look where they target abortion clinics with people that are brown-skinned, black-skinned, and he's a eugenist. It makes fucking sense to me. And then when I read what they do with the fetal stuff that they sell through Planned Parenthood, I will never drink Pepsi again. That's all I'm saying. Nor will I eat McDonald's. I can't even do that. No, Kanye could be exhibiting signs of a psychotic break because he's not in his body physically, okay? He's not in his body. So he could definitely be doing that. Definitely. But you are watching a spiritual war within the context of a human vessel, which we are in a spiritual war. Yes, Pepsi with the sweetener. The company that makes the sweetener uses something on its ingredient, Google it, I can't remember, that is from the fetal stuff that comes from Planned Parenthood. That's right. I'm like, oh my God. No, Kanye doesn't have buyer's remorse. His wife is his handler. Kanye is gay. Okay? Like, sorry, but he just is. So I feel, I don't know if he'll win the battle or not. That's kind of going to be his karma. I don't have empathy for him in the same way. I'm looking at him like a science project because he sold out. Fetal tissue as a binder. Thank you. He sold out. We can all be distracted by Luciferian things, if you want to word it that way. Of course we can. Why couldn't we? Easy to do. He sold out. That's on him. That's not on me. I don't have to have empathy for somebody who chooses to do what they do. That's up to God to take that and relieve it from him. I'm sitting back with popcorn watching this because you haven't seen it happen in our society. Not like this, where we know what's going on. right? So it's kind of interesting. Oh my God, proof of Kanye being gay? Hello, he sleeps with Anna Winthrop's main guy. He's in fashion. How do you think he got his wife the cover of Vogue? What's that from? Is that from straight sex? Because, yeah, the fashion industry is not that way. But you go ahead and keep telling yourself that. Sure. Exactly. He lives a different life. Chris is his handler. I mean, come on. What can I tell you? I mean, yeah, no, he's a straight man. Definitely a straight man. That's how you, see, that's how fucked up you are that you think he's a straight man. um, Maybe he did in a way, did what? I don't know what he did. But anyway, yeah, she's his handler. That's what she is. She's there to handle him. So he's going to go into court, or I mean, into the hospital. He's going to be waterboarded. Okay? He's going to be waterboarded. And then he's going to come out with blonde hair. That's what's going to happen to him. Then his brain is going to be so battered, it's going to happen again and again and again. And they may do electric shock treatment on him, lobotomize him, remove a part of his brain, whatever it is. Of course he suffers. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, he would suffer from dissociative disorder. Now, I heard going back, 25 years ago from my friend about Bruce Jenner with his breast implants. So I feel like after the Olympics, probably what happened at the Olympics, most likely with Bruce Jenner. Remember him on the Wheaties box? Okay, so Bruce Jenner, he's a Virgo, so he's got those real like sharp features, but I'm pretty sure he sold out to compete in everything and to win. To be the best, you're selling out. You're just not, that's it. We just have to accept that fact. We have to accept the fact, yes, of course he did. Now I don't even think he's Bruce Jenner. I don't know where Bruce Jenner went, but they were held captive. Once you sell out, you are captive. You are captive. Anna Winthrop's right-hand person in France. Vogue, seamstress, model, person, I don't know, whatever. Dude, okay, dude. Once you sell out, you leave the body. You don't even get to know. What about his kids? Do you want me to tell you how many men in gay Hollywood have kids? Women are the breeders. Remember that. You women, do not marry a gay guy for his money. I'm just saying, don't do it. Adele has to be sold out. You just have to be. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah, seen a picture as a reptilian. I'm quite sure. Yeah, they use IVF. They lie all about what they're doing. They lie. And here's the thing. They lie and they trick and they lie and they trick. So not every one of them, but it's just too much. Yeah, I know. I've seen shapeshifters in my life as a kid, not famous people in my actual day-to-day life. You think the world is just the way it is. It isn't. It's very strange. That chancellor in Germany, that's a strange ass bitch. The one that's always shaking all the time. Yeah, exactly right. Shapeshifter. Justin Bieber now, exactly. But Bieber's, you're just not going to be a billionaire and do that. Jeff Bezos, you're not going to get that way. And look at how Kelly Preston was treated after all that time with that blowhard, that big fat, looks like a corpse face. That guy, you know who I'm talking about. That guy. That face and that wife and those kids, yeah, no respect for her. Off the planet she went. Off the planet she went. And goodbye, right? Just gone. Boom, done. What if you found out you're a reptilian and don't want to be? Oh, God, I have no idea. What if you did find out you're a reptilian? Oh, my God, right? Reptilian. Yeah, that would be scary. Would you be a nice reptilian, though? Like, what if you weren't doing all this ridiculous reptilian stuff? Right? Oh, come on. Lady Gaga? No, she's a fucking saint. They all look at, just assume that they are. Just look at them and assume that they are. It's just what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happens if you're, okay, The Rock. Go Google The Rock and his pedophilic conversations on TV shows. Okay? So go look at that. Somebody's sending me funny. Can you hear how stuffed up I am? Very stuffed up. Okay. Wait, what's going on here? Uh, sorry, I'm laughing. Oh my God. Sorry, was laughing my ass off. Okay. Freeze the grapefruit. I know. I do that. I love it. It's probably really toxic for me. I can't hear it. I gave up Starbucks. Okay. So everyone can't, but it is a war against humans. It's a war against God's children, call them humans, and other entities. That's what it is. That's what it is. So you kind of know. And don't tell me Kris Jenner didn't know her husband was like that, because everybody knew he had breast implants in Hollywood going back 25 years. So if we know that, and I've never met the man, then how come she don't know what he is? Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yes, exactly. Kevin Hart, figure it out. I know. Bezos guy, I know. Exactly. But you're seeing it. I want you guys to pay attention to it. So there you go. Anyway, I must go over and out. I'm on a mission. I'm doing these really short because I'm headed out the door. I am on my way to get dinner again. Because it's upside down world, inversion. Remember, it's inversion. So when you look at it and it doesn't work right, when you women, oh, let me just say this. When you women look at Victoria's Secrets and you look at those bitches and their legs like Giselle and you look at them, not every single one of them is the way that it's presented. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say. So we have an entire society that fucks our human heads up. Okay, I think I'm going to have a chicken salad. I'm going somewhere to get a chicken salad. Kelly's husband. Yeah, I know who her husband is. Cook dinner for me. Yeah, I'm always the dinner getter. I'm the dinner getter. Well, but they push this on young girls. And who is that girl? This little girl with her asshole mother. Everybody boycott that little girl. Oh, enchiladas. Something with cheese sounds yummy, right? Oh my God. That little girl, Diane Cohen, whichever little girl that is, okay? Whichever little girl that little girl's mother should be bitch slapped. She's got millions of followers. Quite frankly, she just looks like she's whatever. Okay, I don't know what that is. She looks like the Cash Me Upside girl. That girl on Dr. Phil. Sold out. No, not that girl, but this other little girl, Danielle Cohen. Let me show you her. I don't even know who she is. But she's all posed, all sexy with her mother, and she's not even 15. And they're talking about her things that she's done with her private reproductive area. And it's like, you know what? Stop this. And she's got a million followers on TikTok. Why does she have a million followers on TikTok? Really? Yeah, maybe it's Danielle Cohen TikTok. Let me just put it in. TikTok. I'm very ADD. TikTok. Let me find this little girl. Where is this little girl? I guess it's Danielle. Oh God, now I got her name wrong. Danielle, not Diane. Yeah, it's this child. I'm not going to pick on her, but why would this girl have a million followers? They sell out real young. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to idolize somebody that looks like this and has a problem. Obviously, you know, I'm just not. I don't even know what to say. No boy, no problem. But I mean, they are tricking us into thinking certain terms of beauty and shit. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, first of all, if young girls think that's attractive, I know I got to do the neti pot. I've got to steam over the eucalyptus or whatever the hell it is. Every year it happens. It's just the time of year for me. That little girl, and I guess this is her boyfriend or something. Oh no, this is little Pump. Yeah, okay, like he doesn't look like a demon, but this little girl, she's all over there, and I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this that's attractive, number one, but what is she doing to get all of that stuff? Add coconut oil. I don't understand. No, you can't tell if someone's a shapeshifter till they shapeshift in front of you. Not that I'm giving away my teenage whore years, but anyway, when I would have boyfriends in particular, you know, and they're close, I used to have to kick them right out. I'm like, get out and don't come back and talk to me because I can see what your soul is telling me. And I used to do that. because you can see them. So when they let their guard down, so you got to be careful because people hide in the physical, and on the astral, their demon self shows. You got to be really put oil in. No, I'm not putting oil in my sinuses. I'm inhaling. I use the eucalyptus oil in the shower. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, you can see people shapeshift. You really can. They can only hold the energy for so long, and then you can see it change. But it's very interesting. I want you to pay attention to it. Yes, in person. I've saw it as a kid. They used to tell me I was crazy. I'm like, not even fucking human over there. I saw it all the time, all the time, all the time. Problem is, let's look at shapeshifting real close before I shut it down. Shapeshifting. What does a shapeshifter or a demonic entity or a not of God caged entity thing want? What do they want? They want to feed off of something so that they can hide behind your happy energy, your shine, okay? So think of a human being that's connected to God with a certain auric energy, a shine, like gold glitter dust, like gold fairy dust, all right? So human beings, we are like fairy dust all around us. We glow a different way. They know it, but they can't come up with their gross faces and all twisted looking like Sumner Redstone. Not that I'm picking on Sumner Redstone, but look at that face. Or George Soros, okay? They can't come up looking like that. Can't look like that because you're not going to go fuck it unless, of course, you're after money or something, but you're probably not going to go do that. So they got to hide behind the glitter dust, the fairy dust, the pixie dust of another human. So they will often like suck on another person's energy. And that is what you're actually seeing, if not seeing your own energy till they can get into you, which means when you have sex with them, okay, when you have sex with them, young girls out there, and you do, and you're in the middle of it and you look up and you're like, fuck, and you can see who they really are. That is when you say get out. But remember, when you let them into you, you let that. And if you really saw them millions of years old, hundreds and thousands of years old, whatever it is, and you see them on the astral level, you're going to recognize that they are ugly and they have dirty energy. And I used to see that as a kid, not always in bed with them, but I mean, like as a little kid, I could walk in a room and I saw it very clearly. Jason saw that too. Oh, they do pass through sex. Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, it's true. So when you're dealing with somebody who's like a prostitute or a street addict or homeless person and they call it mental illness, pharmaceutical company likes that because they can sell you shit. I would almost say it's a combination of different substances of energy coming into the body invested in keeping them down there, because remember, the dark likes that shit. They like homeless, they like defecating on the streets, they like that, so they connect to it. I saw it all the time, all the freaking time. So yeah, is that the same for, yeah, exactly. I think it's a spiritual thing, honestly. I don't know how we protect ourselves. We're on this planet, we're in their play area, so I don't know. But that's how I see it. Now, I heard, oh my God, you just mentioned those trolls, Mary Kate and Ashley. I heard, yes, they really do suck your energy. They really suck. You don't think so? You're crazy. That's why you don't take drugs. That's why you don't drink. That's why you keep your body energy. Because they can't get to you. You're aware of them. You can see them. I can see them. They don't fool me. I can even have conversations with people that are evil as fuck. I don't care. I see you. I am the balance to the balance of what you are. God's children are the balance to them. So we walk among them. So there's nothing to fear with it. You need your power. So become a warrior. Don't fear them. Become a warrior. Stay sober. See them. Don't allow your depression. Don't speak about it. Don't see the anxiety. Become a warrior with it. Look at them and stand up to them because they cannot compete. Oh yeah, Mary Kate and Ashley, so interesting. Okay, so in The Handmaid's Tale, before I end Handmaid's Tale, so in that, the ones in Washington, D.C., the handmaids, otherwise known as human captive slave breeders, otherwise known as handmaids, their mouths are stapled shut like this, and they wear that over it. I heard those Olsen twins had that, and I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Oh my God. What if the Olsen twins are captured something? Yeah, you got to stay sober. Um, well, no, I'm saying I don't drink at all. I'm like saying I don't drink at all. I want to know what I'm here. I'm here to feel and I'm here to observe. I don't need to tune out. I don't care moderation, but understand all the pot people are smoking, all the drugs people are doing. Can you think that you're going to see things clearly, or is it blurring your vision so you don't see? Is it blurring your vision? It's blurring your vision. No, you don't show them fear. I work with God. They're going to try to do all. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. And you cannot run around being afraid to die. We all die. So how bad is it? Nobody gets out of that. They think they get out of it. Their death is a worse death because they keep reincarnating back, reincarnating back, reincarnating back. They are captured and held back. Sometimes they die, like I'm going to say, somebody like Kelly Preston or Elvis's grandson. They die, and there's a family history of that shit, and they're caged on the other side. Now they're a dead soul, and they haven't gone on, and they haven't done that, and they're going to come back in, and they're going to be in the same situation again. So you can't show them fear, and you become a warrior, and you observe it. We walk among them. Nothing to fear. If they can show, when somebody is shitty to me, shitty, and this is when I've been accosted running and I'm by myself. By accosted, I mean people threatening me when I'm running. I actually turn around. I'm going to look you in the eye. You and I are going to lock eyes because I am going to tell you that I'm not afraid of you. I will never look away from a man like that. When I'm afraid, I will look in your face so you don't think I'm an easy target. I'm going to show you my strength, and you may still come after me, but that's what we're going to do. You're laughing. That's not where I was accosted in Burbank. I'm laughing. But anyway, that's exactly what you have to do. So when you're looking at people that are not of God, you know it when you're there. I'm telling you, I've done big parties with huge a hell of famous people. I mean, everybody was a famous person, crazy ass famous people going back to Motown and all the fucking way up, okay? Every single one of them was sold out. And big time sold out. I just did my job, and the whole way along, I could hear them talking, and I knew I was texting John, telling him this, that, and the other. I'm like, these fuckers, they can't do anything without your permission. Oh, sure, yes, someone could try to shoot you, or someone could run you off the road. They can't, you cannot be taken over without your permission. Understand that. So there's nothing anybody can do without your opening your front door and saying, hey, bitches, come in. Don't do that. Don't do that. But they're everywhere around you. So if they're around you, don't fight it. Be the balance to it. You think dark, I think light. And that's interesting, that bitch. So she whines on Twitter about she whines on Twitter that she's going to stop being in Twitter, right? I'm going to stop being in Twitter. You know who I'm talking about, Chrissy Teigen. I'm going to stop being there. And I'm going to cancel my Twitter. So they take everybody else off that they think talks a conspiracy theory or Q. Very interesting. You wouldn't take the woman off that says that, I can't even say it again, the nasty shit that bitch says, okay? Her, you don't take off. That should tell you who's running this planet. That should tell you everybody get the hell off Twitter because you know who is running Twitter, okay? Yeah, and it's not God. You should get the hell off of Twitter. Don't go on Twitter. Close your Twitter down. Don't pay attention. And there's always a counterbalance. So nothing is ever one-sided. Even the scales of justice go up and down. That is what is happening right now. We are being realigned. Yeah, they're both gross. You're not married to them and not have one and the other. Communist Twitter covering. Yeah, that's okay. They'll be found. It's all right. I think Biden is a clone. He's got to be a fucking retarded clone, right? Oh, God. Sorry. I apologize. The 1970s came out of my mouth again without political correctness. Yeah, no, I feel like they are trapped. The Olsen twins don't even strike me as human. It's very interesting. Anyway, that gives us a lot of things for us to think about, but don't ever be afraid of anybody who's evil around you. All you do when you're around them is in your head, say the Lord's Prayer, talk to God in your head. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. That's what I do. I can eat dinner across the table from somebody. They're just people, okay, just entity people living their life the way that they think is best for them. I'm not here to change their mind, but I am not there. I'm not here to be afraid of them either. So I've had dinner with people that have been in gangs, major drug addict people, used to work for the mob, not necessarily an enjoyable thing in Florida in the 80s. You know, that guy died in jail, big mobster, worked for, you know, worked on the yacht with him. As long as I do me, it gave me a great teaching and a great observation. So don't push it away, observe it so you can learn from it. And when you learn it, you will then begin to recognize it. And when you recognize it, you don't have, that's exactly right. There you go, died in jail. When you recognize what you're seeing, you can observe it and you will be able to educate others on it. That's the point. But you don't need to run. Nobody needs to be backing down here. They have as much right and we have as much right because apparently this planet houses them and we seem to be here too. So if we are here, then we need to educate people. That's what we need to do. So we need to do it. Yeah, I'm not religious. I'm not talking religious when I'm speaking God. I'm talking literally the source in which I was created, the God source. I'm not of religion. I'm just telling you my faith in a spiritual sense. I'm not a Luciferian. That's what I'll tell you. That's what I will tell you. I'm going to tell you that. But that's what we need to do. Those that believe in God need to basically show their love of God in the face of evil, or what you want to call evil, because you have as much right. It's not a dictatorship. So they're not going to like you. You're going to be making them uncomfortable, and they're going to try to make you uncomfortable, but they need your permission to take you over. So when you're talking about not Adam West, but the other West, that guy, you're talking about somebody who agreed to follow Lucifer. He agreed. And by Lucifer, I mean literally the blood cult. He agreed to do that. So these are his repercussions. I don't feel bad if you smoke cigarettes your whole life and then you end up with lung cancer. I mean, I'm sorry you end up with lung cancer, but you know that that's not good for you. So at a certain point, when are you going to take responsibility for your own actions? So I don't know who's a Scientologist, but either way, when are you going to take responsibility for your own health, right? So I want you to focus on like what you, yeah, that guy. I want you to focus on like what you can do, okay? What you can do for yourself to keep yourself healthy. And dogs smoke 4 packs a day. Okay, I have no idea what you're saying there, but you just need to keep yourself in your connection straight and pure, however it is you do it. And you need to let other people know that's who you are. Problem is, we're inverted, so people don't even know what they're supposed to be doing. So they need voices and warriors. So you become a warrior within your own life. You become a warrior with your neighbor. People think that only if they're famous are they relevant. Not true. In fact, I would almost say the opposite. Those that bother to help in their day-to-day life, that just live a very humble life and they live their life the way that they do and they help and they're kind and they're good, those are the people, that is the balance to the inversion that we're living. That's what we do. We do it. We do it. There you go. Go back to whatever you love. That's what we all do, each and every one of us, because we go out as warriors. So we speak that way. We don't need to be afraid. We really don't. I'm not afraid. I mean, in the middle of the night in the dark, I could become afraid slightly. That's why I have night lights. Me and Lila got the night lights. Yeah, so, but you don't need to be afraid. Nothing's going to happen to you without your permission. It's all in God's time. Okay, I gotta go. I now rambled on even longer before my dinner. Now I gotta go call my dinner in, you guys. Bye. Everybody have a good night. Bye, you guys. Mwah.